Welcome back to our series of Outer Wilds videos. These are all from our live stream over on Twitch. If you enjoy them, consider coming over to us on Twitch and saying hi. Regardless, if you've missed any previous versions of these videos here on YouTube, consider going back to the start so you're caught up on the story. Thanks for being here, guys. I hope you enjoy. There goes the probe cannon to find the eye. I'm pretty sure we got the coordinates of the eye. Can we not use that somehow? The thing is, the eye's always moving, right? Let's read a little bit here. Okay, Ash Twin Project. First of all, here, yeah. The probe located a deep space anomaly matching all known criteria for the eye. Statue automatically records each probe's trajectory and transmits the data to the project. I found the coordinates marking the location of the eye of the universe. Right. Hollowed out chamber inside Ash Twin. The energy cables from the surface are plugged into a protective casing at the center of the planet. There are 8 monoliths with Nomai masks attached. 3 of the masks are actively receiving data from the probe tracking module. Giants Deep, Gabbro, and Timber Hearth, respectively. That's us. The Ash Twin project was designed to use the energy from a supernova, triggered by the Sun Station, to send probe data from the orbital probe cannon 22 minutes into the past. Right. The Sun Station did not work. Although the Ash Twin project was theoretically sound, the Nomai were unable to power it. But it's getting powered when the sun is exploding now. There's an advanced warp core inside the protective casing at the center of the planet. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. Right. Do we do that? What are the repercussions of that? I want to talk to Gabbro. Because Gabbro was connected to one of the masks. Plus Gabbro is just cool. I want to talk to Feldspar. Because Feldspar is wise. I guess we could talk to Rybeck as well. And Chert. Maybe we should talk to everybody. If we remove that warp core, what happens? This cannon doesn't fire. It doesn't use the sun's energy to send that thing back in time. Which makes me worried that just means the sun explodes and that's a GG. Unless we decide that Ash Twin Project failure does the same thing. Yeah, Gabbro's Island doesn't have anywhere safe to land in terms of being hit by a cyclone. If it fails, then maybe the cycle starts again. But that time, we actually only have 22 minutes and then the sun explodes and then it's really GG. Because the Ash Twin project is not active. You know, I kind of wish I built a hammock here before we ended up in this time loop. Yeah, can we tell them about this? Reached the inside of Statue Island. I found the source of the time loop. Found my masks. Found what happened to the orbital probe cannon. Okay. We found the source of the time loop. Wait, whoa, really? The Novae carved out Ash Twin and built a time loop device inside. That is wild. Now we know what's causing the loop then. And if it's caused by a device, that must mean it had to be switched on, right? Huh. What do you think would happen if you turned off the time loop? I know, dude. That's what we're thinking. There's a part of me that thinks maybe you shouldn't. I know, dude. I know. With the sun blowing up at all. Yeah. Gabbro gets it. Then again, who wants to spend eternity being blown up by the sun? Oh. So maybe it would be like the kind thing to do so that we don't loop forever. We just allow the sun to end us. I'm no time loop expert. I'm just going to sit here and ponder the intricacies of time and space. Maybe take a nap too if I feel like it. Yeah, because then the sun goes boom, and that's it. That's actual GG. We found them to mine masks. You're saying the statues were made so memories could be sent back in time. I guess that makes sense considering we both have our memories of every loop we've gone through. Wait, then it's just our memories being sent back in time to us, right? Then are we really experiencing multiple time loops or not? Right. That's pretty deep. Like maybe our consciousness is. Maybe our consciousnesses have been through all these loops, but maybe our bodies haven't. Because technically the loops never happened. Aw. Gabriel, what are you smoking, dude? This is too strong for me. Okay, so like, right now the sun's gonna explode. We die. But technically us from 22 minutes ago, his life begins. Or his life doesn't begin. Us 22 minutes ago just gains the knowledge of what happened in those 22 minutes. I don't know. Meaning we're receiving memories of things that will never happen to us. Huh? Uh-oh. Cyclone. Wait, we have to get in the ship. Oh no. We gotta buckle in too. Okay. We should land over by Gabbro so we can get back in here quickly. Coming in hot. Whoa. Is there a way for us to land over here? There are a lot of trees. Are we on top of Gabbro? Ooh, can I get back up here? Oh, this is not great. Oh, that's really bad. Oh no. We don't have the gravity to get back up there. Okay. Dislodge. 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 Okay. Well, Gabbro, looks like it's just us and you. For this time loop, at least. Can you make some space? Can you make some space? What's up, dude? Okay. Found what happened to the Orbor probe cannon. That cannon breaking apart at the start of each time loop, for real. Did you figure out why? Too much power. Right, okay, we talked to him about this before. Broke might be the wrong word because it looks like the Orbor probe cannon is still firing successfully at the beginning of each time loop. Okay. Statues were made so memories could be sent back in time. We both have our memories of every loop we've gone through. It's just the memories being sent back. Are we really experiencing multiple time loops or not? That's pretty deep. Like maybe our consciousnesses have been through all these loops, but maybe our bodies haven't because technically the loops never happened. What do you mean technically the loops never happened? The loops never happened. Because once we get up to those 22 minutes passing, we go back to the beginning and we keep going back. So like we have memories from that time, but we're never actually like, here's the beginning of the loop. 22 minutes pass, memories get sent back. 22 minutes pass. So like we're always here. We keep getting new memories, but we're always here. But if we take out the thing and we stop the time loop, we're not going back. And we're actually here and the sun explodes. We're receiving memories of things that will never happen to us. Huh? But they did happen. I don't know. And what did he say about taking the thing out of the core? What do you think would happen if you turned off the time loop? Like there's a part of me that thinks maybe you shouldn't, what with the sun blowing up at all? which we agree with. Then again, who wants to spend eternity being blown up by the sun? So that's like, also like, if we don't turn it off, then for eternity we have this time loop. So maybe we need to turn it off. I'm going to try to go to the top of this thing and jump to our ship from up top. Maybe that's a way to get in. If we don't, let's make a marshmallow. We need to chill and eat. Oh, we can doze off? Interesting. Yeah, I don't think we can get back to our ship. What happens if we doze off? Oh, maybe this allows us to end the cycle. Oh. Oh, we got woken up because the cyclone pulled us up into space? Can I get back to my ship then? Yeah. Wait, it's gonna fall back down. We need to land on it. Ah! Oh. Alright, that didn't work. We are without our ship. Can we go down? Is the current keeping us? Yeah, we have to go to the counterclockwise thing. We're kind of stuck here for the rest of this loop. But once we turn off this loop, the sun explodes and that's GG. Do we want to do that without ever finding the eye? We found the coordinates for the eye. It makes me hesitant to do that. We need to talk to Feldspar. Talk to all the people, see if they have ideas. I think getting our ship stuck in the tree has made this cycle not too helpful. Can we get over to the ship? Come on. Come on. Get in there. No. No. A big jump. Oh, wait, that was kind of close. Oh, that was so close. Okay, we could do it. I'm an idiot. Okay, the cycle is ending. Probably pretty soon, because we spent a lot of time there. Maybe we have time to make it to Feldspar. There's the Whitehall Station, right? No, that's Brittle Hollow. There's Whitehall Station. There's the Bramble. Feldspar, yeah, we can find him like this. See what Feldspar has to say. Does autopilot keep going when I leave? Yeah, look at that. Do we have anything new? No. I mean, we have the coordinates to the eye. Can we do something with that? Maybe we stop the time loop and we go launch the cannon. Oh no, but we don't have the power to. Maybe we go get in the cannon and when the sun explodes, we take the thing to the eye with the coordinates that we have. That be possible? Oh. There's an anglerfish right here. We're dead. Oh. Don't touch him. Please don't touch him. Oh. Did we just float right by that fang? Okay, where's Feldspar? Feldspar? Okay, how are we going to get there without this fish eating us? You hear us? Oh. Oh, he hears us. Don't touch us. Ah! He's too fast. Ah! Oh! We're dead. Okay, that's alright. We're ready to reset the cycle anyway. I don't remember that guy being there right when we get into the bramble. Okay, wait, does this make sense? Hold on. We like Gabbro. Gabbro is a real one. Okay. Let's say we stop the time loop. Do we still get to go back 22 minutes because the project fails and the statues trigger? I don't know, but if so, we come back, that thing doesn't launch, right? Because the project has been abandoned. So we get in there, we get in the probe cannon, wait for excuse me, blueberries have me burping. We wait for 22 minutes to pass, we get in the probe cannon, and we go to the eye with the coordinates that we have. We have the coordinates. I found the my coordinates marking the location of the eye. And then we're at the eye. Wait. But it launches at 22 minutes in the past. And we would not be 22 minutes in the past. Okay, well, let's go to Bramble and talk to our boy Feldspar. Where to Bramble? I guess we could do this. Where to Bramble? Okay. I don't think that checks out. Because when it launches is 22 minutes ago. So we're sitting there in the probe cannon, 22 minutes past, the sun explodes. But I don't think we launch right then. Because the whole idea is that it tells it to launch 22 minutes ago. I'm trying to come up with a way for us to use the fact that we found the coordinates of the eye. And there's nowhere in our ship's log that is telling us how to use that information. Now we could be missing some ship's log entries. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where else we would go to find them. Let's start with talking to all of our friends. Okay, there's Feldspar. Beware the anglerfish. Oh yeah, he's in multiple places. Where's the closest one? They're all about the same distance. Just go here. Oh, we're kind of moving. Oh wait, we can't go in that one, right? Where else is he? There. Beautiful. Creepy music in here. Okay. Did we really go through this many portals to get to him last time? Okay, here he is. Where did we land? I don't remember where we landed. Can we get up in here? I guess we can. Will the gravity crystal take us? I don't know, we're just letting our ship float. Oh wait. Don't float away though. Wait. Maybe we put it on the ceiling. Can I even, maybe it doesn't want us to get in there. Where do you want to sit, ship? Right here? Will you be good and stay? Stay. Stay. Kind of moving. Stay. Okay, I think it's fine. Feldspar. Whoa, where'd you come from? No one's come in here. Right, okay, he doesn't know that the time loop is happening. Gabbro did because he looked at the mask. Anglerfish. I found something, now. Oh, we don't talk to him about the thing. About the Astrum project. Okay. Alright, so Feldspar doesn't care. That's okay. Good to see you, dude. See you next time, maybe. Or maybe never again. Good luck to you, dude. So Gabbro we could talk to about it because he looked at the mask. How the hell are we going to get out of here? I didn't really think that far ahead. We've never actually tried to get out of the bramble within one cycle. All of these are going to be shown as Feldspar. Nothing else. We don't get signal on anything else. Oh, right, Feldspar. Distress beacon, quantum. Maybe, no, that's the ship. Maybe, I don't know. Let's just keep trying these portals till we find a way. What's that flashing? Oh, right, his ship. Right. Oh. That's a way out. But then we don't have our ship with us, I don't think. Did we ever try to go through here in our ship? I don't think we did. We went through here to the frozen jellyfish. Is our ship not fit? Yeah, this is bad. What happens if we go through without our ship? Is our ship stuck in the bramble? Don't really remember. Anyway, Gabbro we could talk to because he is aware of the time loop because he looked at the mask. But maybe no one else is going to understand what we're trying to say. Okay, the frozen jellyfish, right? Got it. And our ship is in there. Wait. Ouch. Where's that saying our ship is? 15 kilometers that way. Large confusion. Well, let's end this cycle somehow. How do we end the cycle the quickest way? Go find an anglerfish. I still want to talk to everybody. I guess we try to go back in there. No, because we're stuck. The one time we want an anglerfish to kill us, we don't know where it is. We could also just burn all our fuel. Well, last time we went to an orange one, the anglerfish was there. Here's the fish. Okay. Take us. Take us home. Still terrifying even when we know it's coming. So our big decision is, do we go take the warp core? But do we fully understand what that means? We have some hypotheses. Okay. Let's go to see Chert and Rybeck. Rybeck or Rybeck? We haven't seen Chert since we got inside the warp core. He might like to know about that. There's our moon. The thing that's holding me up is the fact that we found the coordinates to the eye. And what are the repercussions of that knowledge? Okay, here's our man Chert. Hey, Chert. Okay. I found something. Hidden planet, quantum moon, sun station. Okay, we've already talked to him about all this stuff. I have the feeling when we talk to Rybeck, we're going to have the same situation, but let's try. I'm gonna miss the music in this game. Okay, let's get in there. Maybe we can just get in and fly right to him. Because, surely there's a hole in here by now. We just go in through there. That looks a little... I think we've done that before. We get in. We get in without... Oh boy. Okay. Where the Ryback mans? It's over here. We can land here, I guess. Hey, dude. Right. Definitely. I learned something. Okay, I found the Nomai escape pod, right? I found the vessel. Oh, we haven't told him since we saw this cool stuff. Oh my god, look. Okay, I found the vessel. You did, that's incredible, congratulations. That means they really were from far outside our solar system. Haha, yes, I knew it. But that creates so many new questions. If they didn't come from our solar system, where did they come from? Are they from our galaxy or somewhere even farther? What were their lives like before they came here, and why did they come here? I might not be much of an astronaut, but I'm really glad I came out here to see the Nomai's artifacts for myself. And thanks for telling me about the vessel, I mean. Right? The old settlement, the hanging city, the sunless city. Yeah, I guess we could tell him about that. There's another Nomai city inside of the Ember Twin. That's incredible. A whole city. I had no idea it existed. This is great. How did they keep the sand out of it? If it were me, I'd be nervous about getting buried in the caves by that awful river of sand. Gosh, the Nomai sure were ingenious, building an entire settlement underground. The sunless city, wow. That means there were two groups of Nomai, one that lived on Ember Twin and one that lived here on Brittle Hollow. Right. But they must have traveled around the solar system since Nomai writing can be found on other planets too. Right, the warp core. The whole project with all the warp towers. Okay. Found Nomai writing about a quantum pilgrimage. A pilgrimage to the quantum moon. The Nomai mentioned the quantum moon in a lot of their writing, so it was clearly special to them, and special enough to make a trip there by themselves. It sounds like a coming-of-age ritual, like how hatchlings stay hatchlings until their stomachs are strong enough to drink sap wine. Maybe once the Nomai journeyed to the quantum moon, they were considered an adult. Huh. I went to the comet. Oh yeah, and we learned about, yeah. On the interloper, was it Pi and Poke maybe? Had some issues. Because the ghost matter. That's really sad, isn't it? I know it was a long time ago, but still. Stars above, it's lucky we hadn't evolved to live on land yet. Oh yeah, the comet, that's kind of the end of their story. So like we were piecing together things from different places. But the last thing we read inside the Ash Twin project was, okay, the sun station didn't work, but hey, there's this new comet, let's go check that out. And then we saw how that ended. I think if the comet hadn't killed them, our species might have coexisted in the solar system. That would have been amazing. But I guess if I hadn't wanted to learn why the Nomai disappeared, I'd never have left Timberhearth and come out here, or had any of these adventures. Right. Don't get me wrong, space is terrifying, but you know it has its moments. Okay, I talked to a living Nomai. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. I'm very excited for you, though. Please stop yelling. What? What, on the quantum moon, you said? There's a sort of living Nomai on the quantum moon. Why didn't you say so? Wow, this is the best thing that's ever happened in the history of Outer Wilds Ventures. I can't believe you talked to an actual Nomai. I know, it's crazy, right? No one else wants to talk to us about it but you, Rybeck. Great. So I just have to go back into space, fly to the quantum moon with zero visibility, find a spooky ruin, and travel through a few different types of dangerous terrain to get there. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, that's not so bad. That's probably doable. I believe in you. Okay. So he doesn't have anything to say about our dilemma, but that was cool. We could tell him about all that stuff. Oh, we can't get out that way, huh? Maybe, you know, we haven't gone around our village on Timberhearth since the very beginning of the game. It might be fruitful to talk to everybody there. If we could locate it. Oh, it's across the sun from us. Okay. Here comes the autopilot to take us into the sun. Maybe we'll miss it. This feels like a new song. I don't know though. The autopilot's behaving kind of weird. Undershot target. Okay. Well, that's a you problem, dude. Let's go home. Oh, wait, we could. Oh no, we're gonna crash into our home planet. Change my mind. Let's go talk. There's a guy on the Outer Rock. But I forgot his name. This guy. Just a tree-assisted landing. Everything's fine. Are we landed? Good enough. Esker. Oh, we don't have anything else to say. Alright. Take it easy, Esker. I like Esker. Does Esker show up on our thing? Yeah. Alright, GG. We go home. Wait, where is home? Somewhere here. There? No. That's the mine. Here. Aha. Alright. Not bad. The museum. Oh, Timber Hearth music. Okay, so yeah, they're like, hey, why are the statue's eyes open? Right. Found feldspar. Feldspar didn't immediately join you on your ship and return here. There's incredibly feldspar of them. We were never entirely sure what feldspar was thinking back then either. Still, we ought to fish them out of that dreadful place with all haste. I'll radio Gosson and have them prepare a ship. Thank you. Alright, so they don't want to hear about our crazy predicament. How? We're not sure why they opened. No one actually saw it happen, but this is huge news. Should someone tell Gabbro? Or maybe Ryback? Okay, we have talked to everybody. Our boy Hornfels is up here, I think. No. I'm not great with the names. Somebody's up here, right? No. Hornfels gave us the launch codes, but he's not here. Wait, Hornfels was just down there. This is where we got the launch codes. Feels like a lifetime ago. What's this? Ember Twin? Brittle Hollow, Timberhearth, Giant Steep. Maybe that's what the Dark Bramble used to be. But then what's that? The eye? Interloper? Oh, it's the interloper. Right? Whitehall Station? And I'm getting distracted. Okay. Remember when we were in here and we were learning all this cool stuff? Hornfels, Gosson, Feldspar, Esker, and Slate. Cool. Somebody's here. Listen, go to space or stay here, but pick one or the other. You're scaring off all the fish. Alright, carry on. Ignorance is bliss, right? Who cares if the sun is going to explode? He's going to have a nice day fishing. Galena. Yeah, we already talked about all this. They want to play hide and seek. Instrument man. He just wants to talk about the instruments. Marl. Wait, we're wearing our spacesuit, Marl. You back already? Is everything okay? Not really, dude. Not really. What can I do for you? Any new dirt? I'm hoping to teach Esker to tap trees next time they return from the Adelrock. If they'll bring me lunar sap, I can attempt moon wine. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Where's our man Slate? Oh, she wants to do the test launch, right? Okay. What's up, Slate? Yeah, I think we've said all this stuff to him already. We're in a time loop. You're lucky I don't have you grounded for medical reasons because I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Nice music. Time for a mallow. Yum. Is there anyone else to talk to? There is this path. Path goes this way. Is there someone else over here? I feel like there is. No. No, right back to Slate. Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's back. I'm delaying the inevitable. I'm running out of things to do before we are confronted with the decision of removing the warp core. We do have our friend by the dark bramble seed. Is that Gossan? Where's the seed? We're flying a little recklessly. Nope, my camera's gone. 1 second, I'll get it back. Nice landing. Hang on a second. Are we here? Maybe refresh the stream. Here we are. Sorry about that, guys. Refresh. Okay. I think this is Gossan, right? Oh, this is Tektite. Right. Okay, he doesn't want to know. I want to tell him, hey, Feldspar's in there. Okay, he's not interested. So. Ooh, the sun's getting rather big. Yeah, look at that. Look how cool the ash twin looks this late in the cycle. Got like a protective covering around it. Something. Are we gonna hit the sun? Is autopilot about to hit the sun? Be good, autopilot. That was way too close to the sun. Look how cool this looks when it's all hollowed out. Okay. Cycle could be ending pretty quickly here. We may have to try this again next time. Yeah, that looks pretty close. Yeah, I think this is the end. Oh no. Somehow not. We're still orbiting. We're just very close. Whoa! That scared me. Okay. We still might not have enough time to do what we want to do. And we have the question of, should we do this? Cool. Two minutes until end of cycle transmission. Ooh, one mask fell off, huh? We didn't take all these projection stones over. Yeah, but we've done this from each of these planets already. So we don't need to. Well, here comes the ending music. Maybe we shouldn't do this at the end of a cycle. Look how cool. It looks like space, but then it's rock. I don't know, guys. Uh-oh. Can't get back on it. I guess it doesn't matter. This cycle's ending. I can't bring myself to do it. If we are going to do it, I want to do it earlier in the cycle. Yeah, so what happened when we're in here? Look at that. It's activating. It looks like a little black hole. Look at that. Oh, and look, it's like, it's getting, what's happening? Sending memory for the statues, are sending stuff into it. Okay. Right, because the project succeeds, takes the sun's energy, sends the order to the cannon. The masks do what they're doing now. Shoot our memories back to us 22 minutes ago. Let's hang out by the campfire for a second. Let me do one more bathroom break. And let me think. Let's enjoy the nighttime sounds. We need some time to pass in the cycle so we can get back to where we were anyway. Maybe by the time I get back from the bathroom, that'll be a good time. Enjoy a little cozy campfire for a minute. And I will BRB. Second, guys. Get some water, maybe take a break. We enjoyed our time by the campfire. Oops, sorry. Oh, the music started. We just have a whole time loop right here. Okay, Slate. We're off. Maybe we should just have one whole loop sitting by the fire. Okay, guys. What do we do? I think we've pretty much talked out most of this. If we take out the warp core, when that sun explodes, the masks don't, well, it doesn't send the data back in time. Will the mask still transmit? Because it said on project failure, when the project fails, it transmits. Very tricky. Yep. Wait, are you still here? Yeah. Okay. Whoa, there's nothing else for us to do in the ship's log, right? Okay, we're here still in time to get to the warp core. What's the worst that could happen? I guess what am I afraid of? I'm afraid that we take the thing out, the sun explodes, and nothing gets sent back in time, which means we don't get sent back in time, which means the sun hits us and it's GG. If that were to happen, is the game over? Can we load another save somehow? Reset loop and quit to main menu. That's the fear. And what's the upside? Well, like Gabra said, we don't want to live in a time loop for eternity. The right thing to do might be to end this loop. If this thing even ends the loop. How much time we have? We pretty much came here as soon as we could, right? So 15 minutes. So 7 minutes into the cycle, we can get in here. We have the coordinates to the eye. That's what's giving me so much pause. You're about to access the core. Removing the core will disable the Astron project. Okay. When we do this, when the sun explodes, we don't know what's going to happen. But it's possible that we don't get to go back in time, which means GG. What are the upsides of this? Well, I guess one upside is that we spare us and Gabbro having to live in a time loop for eternity. Kurt is noticing that suns are exploding everywhere, stars are exploding everywhere, including ours. Is there any way for us to stop that by removing this? I mean, the big thing is we haven't been to the eye. Did Solanum tell us anything about getting to the eye? He told us about, or she told us about getting to the moon. I think we're gonna take it. I think it's time. And then we're gonna go from there. Okay. It's that simple. Oh, we could put it back. Like nothing ever happened. But now, why do we have it? What are we supposed to do with it? I didn't think about this part. Why is the game letting us hold the warp core? There's nowhere else to put it, right? Not in here, at least. Okay, hang on a second. Oh wait, we don't have our gravity. I didn't think about the part after. "12 minutes left. So we lost 3 minutes. Because what are we gonna do with the warp core? I don't know why when I thought we took it out, like something would happen. But nothing is happening. It's just giving us the warp core. And so if we were to just sit right here for 12 minutes holding it, then we would find out what actually happens, right? But why? I don't know. It feels... Can we put the warp core in a mask or something? Every other thing in the game, when you're holding it like a scroll, you put it somewhere. When you have a projection stone, you put it somewhere. Hey, statue. There's something that we don't know. I just don't want to, it feels like there's something that like, okay, we have everything in the ship's log, right? We have all the information we need. So I have like a weird feeling in my stomach, like, if we take this thing out and just let the cycle end, we don't know what's going to happen. And maybe that's what we should do. But it feels like we have all the information we need to understand something that I don't understand, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to feel, I want to feel confused. I feel like we should do this with conviction. We're going to go back to the ship. Is that the cyclone coming? Oh, it went that way. We're going to go read. Okay. I think I understand everything about the Nomai and what they were doing and why. And we understand what happened to them, which is very sad. But what does this mean for us here? staying hydrated. Let's take it piece by piece. And maybe something will hit us. So as far as the quantum stuff goes, the Tower of Quantum Knowledge taught us about how we have to be at the North Pole. This taught us about taking a picture of quantum objects to keep them from moving. Yeah, the quantum shards, now we know it comes from the eye. Or it comes from the moon, which is of the eye. Is there anything else to do in the Quantum Grove? Yeah, so all these quantum things led us to understand the quantum mechanics, the game quantum mechanics, in order to get to the quantum moon. And I think we kind of found the end of this line by meeting Solanum, which was amazing, and by having all that dialogue. What would happen if a conscious observer were to enter the eye? Yeah, I also want to know that. We have the coordinates to the eye, right? Can we get in the orbital probe cannon before it launches and go there? This thing is inside the center of Giant's Deep right now, right? Is it too late to get back there this cycle? There's the probe cannon. And the probe itself is in here. Uh-oh. Wait, is that the counterclockwise? No, that's clockwise. Where's our counterclockwise? Oh, okay. Right. Let's find our counterclockwise friend. Clockwise, clockwise, clockwise. Clockwise. Clockwise, clockwise. Clockwise. Counterclockwise. Okay. We ride the jellyfish. Now you make it into him before he goes down. Wait. Ooh, we cut that a little close. Get in there. Oh, okay. Okay. Should have been a little more careful. Well, who cares? We don't need to heal. We need to get under one that's way up away. Okay. Get up in this guy. know our time is limited. Okay, are we in? In? Where's the thing? Wait, is it not here? Wait. There, okay. Whoa. Put me up there. No. The coordinates, right? Playing coordinates for the eye of the universe, right? Okay, there's nothing. Can we take this? I want to take this to the eye of the universe because this was there, right? Because we have the coordinates for it. Right? At the beginning of the time loop, this goes there. Can we take the warp core here? No, this is not pilotable. In my head, I want to take the warp core out and then go back 22 minutes and get in the cannon and get inside this thing before it launches. There's no way to do that. We're on our planet when this thing launches. What do we do with the warp core? We can take it out. Why can we take it out? We have the coordinates. Cycle's ending. Have we seen some? I don't. L, Stickman, and this shows us how they launched. many probes. Like a quantum situation. And one of them hit the eye. Well, maybe that's why they needed a time loop. They needed to keep trying different places every 22 minutes. And then one of them hit. Maybe? If the project was to succeed, they would get the coordinates from this thing. And what would they do with those coordinates? We're going back to the ship's log. That's what we started to do, and I got distracted. Because I started reading about the probe cannon. Alright, the answer is here. Put our suit on just in case we forget. Okay, so something is here. I don't see a great way to try to like use this. The purpose of this was to give us this, right? Not for us to fly in it. The ocean depths. Right, that's how we found it. Bramble Island. Right, that's where Feldspar's radio was. Here's his camp. Feldspar wants to stay there. The jellyfish told us how to get inside the ocean depths. Construction yard is where they built the probe cannon. Southern Observatory is where they learned about the tornadoes going counterclockwise. And where they decided to search for the eyes, or they wanted to look for it visually by sending out a deep space probe. There were concerns that the probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small, right? Rybeck is the archaeologist on Brittle Hollow. The eye signal locator is that cool device. Maybe, is that on the Ember Twin? But the eye, it's showing how the eye's constantly moving. There's Esker on the lunar lookout, right? The seed back on Timber Earth. Oh. I didn't know we could read the connection. Wait a second. A lookout platform. Esker Signal Soul blog reports harmonica music coming from somewhere on Timber Earth. They claim it sounds just like Feldspar's harmonica. I didn't realize these connections had... Esker says the Outer Rock's North Pole is a great spot to listen to. Right. So they're explaining the connection. We never read these. Rebeck says you can't get into the observatory from the surface. Right. Okay, so I don't think we're going to learn anything new from these connections, but that would have been good to know. Yikes. Okay, anyway. Well, the probe cannon connections... Am I finished building? Right. Gabbro sees a blind flash in the sky at the start of every loop. Something must be happening in orbit around Giant's Deep. Right. The probe cannon. We see that every time we wake up too. That's our village. Zero-G cave, like our little tutorial. Okay, so this section, I feel like we have a nice grasp on. The orbital probe cannon. Onto Moon, we have a grasp on, and I think we've reached the end of the thread here with our beautiful conversation with Solanum. The North Pole of Brittle Hollow. Okay, this is the warp technology that leads us to understand things. Right. The Ash Twin Project. What's this? Ruptured core. Oh, this was the interloper. The ghost matter. We think it's the ghost matter. Stone ruptured, exotic matter rapidly expand, blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. So this is how the Nomai died. Because the stone ruptured. One of the Nomai stayed behind to examine the alien matter while the other rushed back to the surface to warn the rest of the Nomai. And then they were dead when we got there. So, right, inside the Ash Twin core, we read about how their last thing was, hey, let's go check out that comet. Maybe we can get enough energy from that. And then they went there, and the stone must have ruptured while they were there, because the one that left to go warn the others was like right at the entrance. Damn. And this was their shuttle to get there, launched by this gravity cannon. Can be called home to the gravity cannon on Ember Twin, right. Okay, so we know what happened to the Nomai. We know everything. We know about the project they built, designed to use the energy from a supernova to send probe data from the orbital probe 22 minutes into the past. Sun station didn't work. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project, which means no more masks sending stuff back in time. The mines, the black hole forge. Right. This is where they made the black hole for the warp core. This helped us figure out how to get there. Statue Island is all about the masks in the workshop. The high energy lab is where they discovered their hypothesis was true. And they wanted to expand it to 22 minutes, and they knew they needed something big to do that. There's all the towers. Whitehole Station. Yeah, this was the first warp we found. That kind of led to everything else. Towers were modeled after Whitehole Station. Sun Station was tragic. Couldn't use it. Sunless City, right. The Eye of the Universe is what they're looking for. Chert. All this, the stars are simply dying from old age. They're much older than we realized. So everything is dying, including our sun. So if we were to remove the warp core, our sun dies and so does everything else. GG, game over. Unless what? Can we even stop that? I mean, the only thing we want to do is to get to the eye. Is it possible we get to the eye with these coordinates and that doesn't happen? Can we get to the eye anyway and just see what's up, and then that happens anyway? Anglerfish fossil. Right, we learned about how to avoid the anglerfish. The Hanging City had all the different districts. I traveled in pursuit of a signal called the Eye of the Universe, right? We found the vessel. The vessel's warp core is long dead. The vessel's warp core is long dead. Right. There was all that stuff. We were in there. We were pushing balls around. We didn't understand it. There was a warp core. There was a warp core. Guys, there was a warp core. There was a warp core. There was a warp core. Right, I remember that. I activated a 3-sided pillar. Some sort of input device. Right. Tried to call for help, but the vessel's outgoing message system broke during the crash. Yeah. They can hear incoming messages. I found a recording of the original signal they encountered from the Eye of the Universe. The Nomai were worried the signal might disappear. So they warped before they could tell another clan where they were going. Right. That's how they got caught here. There's a warp core in the vessel. It's long dead. Right, I remember that. How did I not think of that? It looks like the Ash Twin thing. It's the same thing. We grabbed it and put it in or something. We were playing with it and nothing was happening. Right? So what if we take the one from here and we put it here? I don't know. This thing is really stuck, right? Then on my grave, right, this led us to the vessel. Feldspar guided us there. We found the escape pod, we followed the lights, we got to the vessel. You know that feeling when, like, you know, there's something I'm not putting together. Surely we have to take this thing to the vessel. Surely. That's the only other place in the entire game we've seen anything like that. I remember, it looks just like it. I don't know why I didn't think about that when we were inside the Ash Twin warp core. Why wasn't I thinking that that looked familiar? It's the same thing. So what do we do when we get there, and why are we doing that? Why? The vessel is stuck, isn't it? It crashed into the bramble. It's all intertwined and stuff. Is there any way? There's some way it's not? What's best case scenario? We take the warp core. Will you stay in place? Are you gonna stay? I don't want this to be on the equator because I don't want it to get launched into space. And if we're gonna do this, we're only gonna have like 15 minutes from when we take this thing out to the end of the cycle. So what's our plan? We're gonna take it. Dude, it's hard to get to the vessel. Wait, isn't that where we have to float by the anglerfish all quiet? I think it is. Shit, that was hard. We're gonna be doing all that just holding the warp core? This can't be right. Is there any other way to the vessel? I don't think so. We went into the dark bramble. We followed the distress beacon to escape pod 3. We followed the lights. We made it to the vessel. Right? Isn't that what that was? Yeah, because we shot our scout into the thing, and then yeah, that's what that was. And we followed the path to get to the vessel. Right, so let's say we do all that. We get there with the warp core. We put it in the thing where the other one was. We take out the dead one and put in the new one. Great. Why? Then what? I mean, we fly out of there with it, right? That's the idea. Is that even possible? I don't know. I feel like that's not possible. I feel like it's stuck. Okay, here we go. I remember we spent like a good amount of time trying to get to the vessel. We figured out what to do though, right? We don't anger the anglerfish. But man, we failed a lot. It's possible that we take the core and we go in there and either the loop ends because we're not fast enough or the anglerfish kills us. And if the anglerfish kills us when we're holding that, that's GG. Well, if that does happen, it's the same thing that was going to happen if like when I took it out, I didn't put it back, right? Like we were like thinking maybe let's just see what happens. So, and we almost did that. So even if we do die to the anglerfish, it's still for science. Ooh, am I going to run out of oxygen? There's trees in there, right? I think there's trees in there. So I'm okay. I mean, I'm at peace with that because I had taken it out and we were going to just not put it back. So even if this plan goes wrong, we're still going to find out what we would have found out if we just sat there. I'm only scared because I don't want to like lose our whole game. But we're just going to have to trust that it'll be okay. But on the bright side, if we do get past the anglerfish and we get in there, we put it in the vessel, yeah? Then what? I don't remember. I don't remember everything about what's in there. So I think we're just going to have to figure it out. Is there like an on switch? But I think we need to be fast now. I think we're in speed run mode here. So we have 15 minutes from right now. We just entered here the earliest we could in the cycle, right? So we're just going to go. And maybe when we get in there, it will become clear. Can you please go all the way up? Okay. And if it does not become clear, then the cycle ends and, you know, whatever was going to happen to us here will happen. Give me that. Spooky, it gets dark. I'm kind of excited. Mostly scared, but also excited. Can I warp with no gravity? Yeah. So we're just going to be holding this guy. Ship. Probably didn't have to leave it that far. I just didn't want the sand to mess with it. Oh, the music's changing. Okay, well, we're riding the elevator. Why is that music doing that? Okay, we're in here. Am I still holding it? I better still be holding it. Wait, this is the time. This is not the time for autopilot to take us into the sun, dude. Autopilot? I don't trust the autopilot here. Dude. Please don't go into the sun. Oh my gosh, that was terrifying. Okay. We okay? Yeah, we're okay. Okay, the music's doing a crazy thing. Distress beacon. Yeah, this is the way. Dude, my heart is racing. Gonna go to escape pod 3. Listen, guys, if we die, if an anglerfish gets us or something, it's okay. Because we were ready to just take out the warp core and let that be the end. So at least if this is the end, it's going to happen with us trying something, fighting. We will not go quiet into the night. Okay. I'm scared to even go fast. There could be anglerfish here. I know time is limited. I should have looked at what time it was. Yeah, see, I hear anglerfish. Shit. Okay, that's all right. Okay, that's a new message. You are dead. Right? Oh my gosh. Okay. Why do I feel relief? So, when we were inside the Ash Twin core, and if we took the warp core out, and we just sat there like we almost did, this is what would have happened. Is it actual GG? Load previous save. Okay. Okay. So we're still here. The thing just fired. So that really did end the time loop. Taking out the core. I mean, that was game over, right? That was credits. So taking out the core ends everything. Full stop. But our question is, what if it doesn't have to be like that? Maybe that is just it. But no, because this is too much of a coincidence that there's a place that the vessel has a warp core. And we have these coordinates to the eye from the probe cannon, and we haven't used them. But now I feel better knowing that, I mean, we could try this infinite times, I guess. We just keep loading the previous save. So even if I'm insane and this is not right, it doesn't matter. We just load the last save, right? Dang, but we actually died. We actually end the time loop. It actually happened. That's kind of crazy, right? Oh, I didn't put my suit on. That's not the first time that happened to us. It is kind of poetic that would happen to us right there. Now, let's talk a little bit. I watched the last stream, parts of it at least, and I noticed a couple things. Here's my notes. Will this show up on the screen? That's going to be way too hard. I have some thoughts. The last stream, what did we do? We took out the warp core, right? And we tried to take it to the dark bramble, to the vessel. And we died. Yeah, I need to find a way to be able to show you what I'm looking at. That's okay. When I watched the VOD, I noticed a couple things. First of all, we were in the ash twin and the cycle ended. And around the warp core, there was like a black hole. And we were like, ooh, look at that. It's cool. Like there are little black holes forming. And then the loop ended. What if we tried to get in there? At least that's what I thought when I was rewatching. Like, why can't we get in there? Why can't we go in that? So that's something I want to try. Number one. Will that take us somewhere? Okay, that's number one. Number two, we were on the quantum moon, right? Amazing time. We met that Nomai. And on that quantum moon, when the loop ended... Okay, wait, let me backtrack. Normally, when the loop ends, it's like a big white flash of light because like the sun is crushing us, right? But when the loop ended, when we were on the quantum moon, it was different. It made this pattern like the masks, bunch of like diamonds. So I was like, wait, did we not die? Is the loop ending because of the mask? But then when we were in the warp core, when the loop ended, the same thing happened. We didn't die from the sun. Wait, when I say the warp core, I mean the ash twin core. But when we were in there, it wasn't a whiteout death. It was the same thing where the masks like made a pattern. So I'm like, wait, does the sun not blow up the ash twin core? And that might make sense because remember they built a really thick shell around the core. Now, can that shell survive a supernova? I don't know. But I remember I kept saying confidently, oh, it's okay that we died holding the warp core out in the dark bramble because the same thing would have happened inside the Ash Twin project. But I don't actually know if that's true. What happens if we take out the warp core and just hang out inside the Ash Twin project? I don't know what happens. Maybe the same thing. But those are my main thoughts upon rewatching. Also, I have thoughts about the eye and what it is, and we'll talk about that more. I just realized, especially watching back, I say so many things confidently that could just be completely wrong. Do I need to stop just saying random shit? Like I know what I'm talking about. We have to experience it. You can survive a supernova? I believe it. My man's strong. Yeah. I agree. That is the experience, is going through the random stuff. And not overanalyzing, which I do. I think it's called analysis paralysis. Like I don't move forward because I'm like analyzing too much. You know? It's like, don't analyze so much, just get on with it. Just experience. Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of the VODs for my playthrough of this. We have a lot of wrong things, but that's okay. It's been so much fun. That's part of the fun, is like trying to understand and guess what's happening. Like, we could turn off our brain and just run through this stuff, but it's kind of fun to have theories. I feel like we've been on the mark about some things. One thing we can do is not park on the equator, but a little closer to it in case we want to get back to our ship quickly. Because I was parking on top of the poles, and I don't think we have to do that. I think our ship will be fine right here. As long as it's not on the equator, we can get closer. Yeah, Silent Hill, you're right. The entire time I was like, wait, what's this? What is that? Oh, could this be that? Could this be this? But Silent Hill, that's another one where it was very mysterious, right? Like, not everything is explained so cut and dry. That's part of the fun, is trying to figure out what's happening. With this game especially, this has been a really neat experience. I'm just going to move a little closer to the equator. Except actually, this loop, I think we're going to finish it inside the warp, inside the core of the project. Well, now I'm right on the equator. Because we have some questions we want answered about this mechanic of the time loop ending. I think that's far enough away from the center. Will the cyclone take our ship away? I guess we don't care. So here's the plan for this cycle. We have to wait for a minute for the planet to start losing its sand so we can see the towers. But I want to go in there, and I want to take out the core, and I want to just sit in there and see what happens. Because it's got the core, the project has a very strong shell around it, right? And it didn't make the whiteout when the loop ended. It made like a pattern. So is that saying the supernova doesn't hit us? Oh. Well, you got the puzzles. Ooh, is our ship going to survive? Did I park too close? Ooh, goodbye, ship. That's okay. I don't think we needed this cycle. You think the gravity of the Ember Twin will keep it? Yeah, we can always get it later if we need it. Where's it going? Going way in there. We'll see if it stays. You got the part about puzzles right. And technically it's not on Earth, but like Timber Earth, the planet we start at, I feel like it's an analog of Earth. Like, it's the only one here with trees. See, Earth is like an anagram of Earth. Oh no, it's just Earth with an H in front. But we were kind of doing puzzles on Earth. We were doing puzzles on Timber Earth. It's the third planet, if you count these two as two planets. I feel like it's the analog for Earth. That makes Brittle Hollow Mars. I guess that makes the gas giant Jupiter. I don't know, it's not 1-to-1. Our ship, is it still on Ember Twin? Yeah, okay, if we need it, we'll go get it. But I think we're going to end the loop in the middle of the project this time around. Because we have questions we need answering. I'm a little worried. Okay, so like when we died, when we took the warp core out and we died, we got a "You are dead" screen and we got to load the last save. So I hope that whatever we do here still allows us to reset, because I definitely still want to take the core and go to the vessel. So hopefully we don't lock ourselves out of trying that. Yeah, but to be honest, Philly, I had no idea what we were in store for. Like, I tried not to read too much to avoid spoilers. But you could give me 1,000 tries to explain this game and what it is before playing. I don't know. I can't even think of anything like it. A time loop with all this lore hidden across these planets. You're free to just go and figure it out. There's not much guiding besides like reading your ship log. It's really unique. It's not like anything I've ever done. Been a lot of fun. But, you know, I think it's good to be wrong. If you already know everything about what you're about to play, you know, if it's just your expectations or it's below them, then where's the excitement? So for the first little bit here, we have to wait for the sand to go down and for the towers to show up. So we're going to start out a little slow tonight. Well, what's going to happen to our ship? Will it come back? No, it's being pulled across, right? Ship's definitely stuck. Ooh, oxygen. Uh-oh. Maybe we do need our ship. Uh-oh. This is bad. Ooh, is this going to kill us? Almost. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I forgot about the oxygen. That's nothing new. But hey, at least we remembered to put our suit on. Okay, here come the towers. Coming in way too hot. Let's park it right over here. Okay. Anyway, Philly, hope you've had a good weekend, dude. Sounds like you have. You got a couple new games. Finished a good show. Got some nice family time coming up. Where is your brother? You said you get to see your brother. Where is he usually? If you feel like sharing. So we wait for the big cyclone to come back. And then we go to the core. Same state, 2 hours down. Okay. That's not too bad. Just a little drive away. I know a lot of families are spread across the country, across multiple countries. My younger brother used to live about 2 hours away from me here in the same state as well. He recently moved to Colorado. And it's been hard. We still get to see him, but it's not just like a quick car drive anymore, you know? But he's very happy, so I'm happy. Anyway, tonight or tomorrow, I gotta work on the shopping list for all the food that I will be chefing up. Chef Jack is in the house this week. I did it last year too. Maybe I should consult my notes from last year. Here we go, ready? Okay. We're in. This is maybe the coolest place in the whole game, right? Wow. Now how much time we have left? 12 minutes till end of cycle. Right. So the questions that we need answered, that I want answered, what were they? Okay, number one, when the cycle ended, it looked like we were in here. One of the times when the loop, I keep calling it the cycle, but what I mean is like the loop, the time loop, right? When that happened, it looked like some cool stuff was happening in this room. Like the masks were sending all this data up there to the core. Or it was the other way around. There were some lines being drawn between the masks in here. And also, a little black hole formed right here. We were like, oh, look at that. So I want to try to go inside of it. That's number one. Number two. Wish I had something to match velocity of in here, because we just kind of float. Number two, what happens if we take this thing out, but we don't leave this room? Because this core, let's go look at it. Right? It's this ore that we learned on Timberhearth. They got the very strong ore to make the core. And it seems like when the cycle ends, the supernova doesn't, I don't know. It seemed like maybe our death animation was different in here. It was not that blinding white flash. So we're not going to make any dumb hypotheses. We've been wrong about so much. We're just going to test. We're going to do experiments. Well, I guess to do an experiment, you have to have a hypothesis, don't you? So if we're going to be a good scientist, we need a hypothesis. Okay, well, number one, when the black hole gets formed here, we're going to try to go in. Hypothesis, nothing happens. What are we hoping? I want to go in there and go to the eye. I don't think that makes any sense, but I want that. That's number one. Number two, when we take this thing out and the cycle ends, hypothesis, we die. What do I want? I want to survive here in the core. However, if that's true, what happens? Because the sun has exploded and everything's gone. So we're kind of stuck. We can't even warp out of here. But if we take this thing out and the sun explodes, there's no time loop restarting because the masks won't be sending information back 22 minutes. So I don't know. We have questions and we need answers. So we have to wait a few minutes for the cycle to end. But I think step one is when this little black hole thing forms here, we're going to try to get in there. That's experiment number one. Do you think I have time to go to the restroom and fill up my water without pausing? A dangerous game. Why do I have to make everything a challenge? Challenge accepted. Okay, challenge complete. Don't let the cycle end while we're in the bathroom. Oh, we've really kind of floated off here, huh? How much time we got? 6 minutes. Oh, we're chilling. Ooh. Would love a match velocity thing in here. But that's okay. We can't complain. This place is really cool. But yeah, we're moving way too much. Slow down. Slow down now. Okay, so step one, some kind of black hole thing is going to form here. We're going to try to get in there. What's going to happen? Who knows? I think IRL, when you go into a black hole, you know, as you do IRL, if you were to do that, like, you get stretched. Because, I don't know why. It's so dense. The gravity is so intense. The closer, like, the part of you that's closer to it gets pulled faster than, I don't know. Don't go into a black hole IRL, I think, is the moral of the story. This music, though. So we're still going to do what we were trying to do last stream, which is take this thing to the vessel and do something. But I just realized I was making a lot of assumptions that may not be true, and now let's find out some truth. And when we're done, when we're like done with the game, we need to do a lot of reading. Maybe we'll have some very helpful, friendly chatters as well. Plain. I had blueberries again, and I'm burping into the mic. I'm sorry. We have there's just, I don't know, this whole thing is confusing. I feel like we have a good grasp on it, but like not 100% grasp. They built this thing to make a time loop to keep sending information back so they could keep sending out probes over and over till they found the eye. Basically, I guess. They did that like... Well, they actually never did it because they couldn't find the power to do it. But now that the sun's been exploding... Happened a lot, right? Because when we were inside the probe, one of those things showed like thousands of lines. We hear that? Wait. Did I accidentally close it from over there because I put my mouse on that thing? I almost shut us in here. I guess that wouldn't be horrible. What was I saying? Just rambling. I thought we were trapped for a second. I was feeling a little claustrophobic. And I lost my train of thought. That's okay. When we're done, we're going to read a lot. Oh yeah, I was trying to explain what we understand. And I think we got the gist of it. But I don't know. I found this with like some movies that have time travel. It's confusing. So like, I don't know, most narratives, most stories, they go one way and you can understand every event has a cause and effect and like action and reaction or whatever. You can follow a plot. But when you involve time travel, it's like, it's kind of harder to wrap your head around. Wait, so you went back, so this changed? So what are the effects of that? Okay, wait, here's our ending music. But also in this case, we have like a loop, a time loop. A little tricky. Look how cool this is. A black hole and a white hole. Oak did a pretty good job, huh? Even got a cool little pattern on it. Okay, so last time we were here, wait, we don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure when the cycle ended, some kind of black hole thing was happening here. Something weird was happening. So we're going to investigate it. I guess if nothing happens, we could do our second experiment, which is take the thing out and then just stay inside the core here and see what happens. So maybe, okay, step 1, go into the black hole. If nothing happens, step 2, take this thing out. That would answer both of our questions. What happens if we stay in the core when the loop ends? Does this shell protect us? Yeah, I hear the sun. You guys hear that? Here it comes. Boom. Explosion. There. Oh. Okay. All right, so the same thing happens, I guess. Wait, let's see. Look how much of our memories were just us staring at the warp core for that loop. back? Okay. So we can go into the black hole and it just resets the loop. Okay, asked and answered. I got you, game. We put on our suit. Look at that beautiful ship's log all filled out. We think. We think it's all filled out. Hopefully we have another entry or two about the eye. Okay, so question number 1. When you go into the black hole, the loop resets. No big deal. It took us 22 minutes to answer that question. But hey, sometimes experiments take a minute. Now we have a more difficult question. What happens if we take the warp core out and we don't leave the core of the planet? Can we survive a supernova? Because the shell is so strong. I'm kind of excited. The issue is we have nothing to do for like 7 minutes. Should we do something else with our loop? I mean, we just want to do that at the end, right? Is there anything else fun to do? We could go back to and see Solanum on the quantum moon. That could be fun. Do we have any other questions unanswered? Anything to explore? We could go talk to the guy on the Addle Rock. Have we talked to him since we learned all this information? We might have last stream. Like very early on, you know, there might be some people that we haven't talked to since very early on in the game. Remember when we started, we were just flying around Timberhearth here, trying to understand what was happening. Before we go to the Addle Rock, now that we understand the quantum mechanics, is that the quantum grove there? Oh, it's right here. What's that? There's something that we missed here first time? We have a few minutes until the tower is like visible on the Ash Twin. Let's do a little playing around. This is the quantum growth. What was this other thing that we just saw? Oh yeah, we did come here. This leads into the quantum grove, yeah? I think it does. Remember how confused we were the first time we came here? Ouch. Are we still confused? We have a picture of the shard. The shard is not moving. Everything is moving though. It's always dark across old bark, a quiet shade in the ancient glade. It's always dark across old bark, quiet shade in the ancient glade. Is there somewhere that's dark and quiet here that would cause us to quantumly move? I mean, look, this is pitch black, right? What's the thing? Quantum entanglement? Okay, well, there that moved. But we're not moving. It's dark across old bark. A quiet shade in ancient glade. I don't know if there's anything to learn here beyond, like, showing you the mechanic. But I need to stop saying things with confidence like I know them. Can we go somewhere on this shard? I don't think so. We can't make it dark enough. Dark across old bark. Maybe if a tree showed up like right next to us, we could get close to it and look at it and it would be dark. The quantum thing is still creepy no matter how many times. This, oh, I don't want to go all the way down. Here we go. We out. One of the things I was thinking about, fall damage. I changed my name to fall damage, Jack. So here, the shard is the thing that is quantum, right? This is stuff that Solanum was telling us when we were on the quantum moon. When the shard comes here, it makes everything else around it quantum. Like the stuff around it takes on the properties of the shard. Right? Because like everything inside here moves around when you look away. In the same way, the quantum moon, this is what Solanum said. Quantum moon has quantum properties because the eye is quantum. And because the moon is close to the eye, it like takes on the properties of the eye, the quantum properties. So the eye is the thing that's quantum. And when it's near other stuff, it gives its quantum properties to them. I think we did talk to the guy on the Outer Rock last stream. Right, so yeah, things that are quantum, when they're in proximity to other things, it like imbues, what does Solanum say? Changeness? I think I wrote it down when I was trying to understand. Extreme changeability. The moon adapts to its surroundings. Oh yeah, because like when the moon is by different planets, it looks different. The moon reflects the eye's properties. I think what I was trying to wrap my head around is like, does that means if the moon has this extreme changeability thing, where it reflects what's around it, maybe the eye has that too, because the moon is just a reflection of what the eye is, right? So the eye also has extreme changeability. I think I just said less than 5 minutes ago, I'm going to stop trying to guess and say stupid things, but here we are. Anyway, oh, look at this. It looks like different colors on each side of it. Like the sun side is orange. Very cool. So if the moon has extreme changeability, and the moon has that property because the eye does, then yeah, the eye has extreme changeability, right? The eye is quantum. So what does that mean? Solanum kept asking us, we have our suit on, Solanum kept asking us, what would happen if a conscious being, did I park in front of this thing again? Abort, abort, abort. What happens if a conscious being goes into the eye? Was a question that showed up a couple times when we were talking to Solanum. So the moon has extreme changeability because the eye has extreme changeability. So the eye has extreme changeability. We go in there. Does the eye reflect us? You know how the moon reflects Timber Hearth when it's by Timber Hearth? Right? So if a conscious observer goes in the eye, is the eye just us? On one of the early days, we were talking about like this whole philosophy about, oh man, I don't know if I can even, what were we trying to say? Like you, chatter, me, every person, like you are the universe observing itself. Something like that. Like our consciousness, here we are. We are the universe expressing, observing itself. I don't know. Not a philosophy major. Makes my head hurt. Is the eye of the universe just us? Are we the eye? Are you the eye, friendly chatter? We still have other questions to be answered here, but we gotta find the eye. Surely that's part of this quest. The closest we got was the quantum moon. And just like all the Nomai, right? They had the pilgrimage to the quantum moon. But they never got to the actual eye. 12 minutes. We have 12 minutes to chill in this beautiful place. But yeah, what happens to a conscious observer when it goes into something that has extreme changeability, that is quantum? How does that relate to what we've learned about the rule of quantum entanglement? Where, you know, if we're standing on something that's quantum and then it's dark, it moves us. I don't know, a lot of questions, but I'm excited. So here's experiment number 2 for the night. Thank you, Warp Core. We have the core. Ooh, the music changed. The music stopped. Gabbro? Delph? What? What the heck happened? If you're me, then I'm as confused as you are. Do you think we have the same memories? Do you think it's okay that there's 2 of us? Do you think we have the same memories? Good question. Let's see. I remember all the time loops, including the last loop when I jumped into the black hole. Wait, jumping into the black hole did do something. Okay, well, first of all, when I took this thing out, I was very close to just hanging out in the middle there. I don't know what made us come float down here, but I might not have seen this. Also, we're floating away. Hold on a second. Wait. We're gonna come back. We're gonna kill the gravity. I mean, restart the gravity so that I can talk to our mans without floating around. But when we jumped into the black hole, what happened here? Do you think we have the same memories? I remember all the time loops, including the last loop when I jumped into the black hole in here. What about you? Me too. Sounds like our memories diverge at the start of this loop. Same, except I woke up at the campfire like always. Right. Makes sense to me, seeing how jumping into the black hole is definitely what created 2 of us. What do you think happens if you don't jump into the black hole again at the end of this loop? If I don't, then where did you come from? Guess we'll find out. That is a good question. It's something I've been wondering about. We're in thoroughly uncharted territory at this point. Yeah, this is getting confusing. Unlike all the other time manipulation we've experienced, truly we are the feldspar of weird time stuff. Oh geez, feldspar would just use the time loop to try increasingly outlandish stunts, wouldn't they? Might be a good thing they aren't aware of it. At any rate, it's been good talking to you, me. Incredibly strange, but good. See you around. Okay. Do you think it's okay that there's 2 of us? We're talking to each other. Nothing's exploded yet. Gosson always says that means the date's going well. Maybe the universe doesn't mind 2 of us. It's a pretty novel experience. It's kind of nice. What do you think happens if you don't jump into the black hole? If I don't, then where did you come from? That's a good point. Wait, if I don't... But we do. I mean, I feel as real as ever, so I don't think I'm a figment of your imagination or anything like that. That's just what a figment of my imagination would say. I'm no expert, but you seem pretty real to me. Thanks, you seem real to me too. I guess there's just two of us now. At any rate, it's been good talking to you, me. You around. Are you me from last loop? I think so. I started this current loop by popping out of a white hole inside the Ash Twin project. Oh. So when we went into that black hole, we came out of the white loop, of the white hole, here. And then the masks did their job, and we started anew at the beginning of the loop. What do you remember from before this loop? Probably all the same stuff that we do, right? I remember all the time loops, including last loop when I jumped into the black hole. Right. One of the two versions of us was started at the campfire. What do you think happens if you don't jump into the black hole? Well, maybe I should leave this warp core in and see what happens. Maybe we have to see this experiment out. But there's probably just two of us now, right? And if I go in the black hole again, is there going to be more? Is this whole wall just going to be lined with us? Also, is he hungry or thirsty? If we put this back and we don't jump into the black hole, I think we go back to the campfire as usual, but a duplicate is not created. Would he stay here? He probably wouldn't. Because he just came because we went through the black hole. I don't know. This is the greatest day of my life. Sure, two of us is great and all, but is it the greatest? What about the day what about that one? You're talking about the day what? No, I'm talking about the other one. Oh, yep, that makes way more sense. What do you think they're talking about? Today's probably the next greatest day of our life after that one. Wait, can you read my mind? Definitely no, I just had the same memories of you, except for this loop, I mean. I started this loop by popping out of a white hole inside the Ash Twin project, since in the loop before this one, I jumped into the black hole. Right. Guess we'll find out. This got weird in a hurry. Duplicating living beings probably wasn't what the Nomai had in mind when they built the Ash Twin project. Wonder if there being two of us screws anything up. Oh, right. We talked about this. Gosselin Slate never dated, huh? That and the whole mishap with Gosselin's eye. Oh. I very much do not want to discuss that. Hasty Segu. Right. Okay, so I think we've done all the dialogue with ourselves. We haven't screamed at him yet. What have we done? Jumping into the black hole was a terrible idea. Okay, yeah, now we're panicking. I needed to know what would happen. Okay, I'm calm. What happens if we continue to scream? Wah, do we say or do we say wah? Oh, is this a never-ending loop? Oh, he's out of breath. Okay, calm down. Is he good? Oh no, we have to calm him down. Okay, he's calm now. Okay, I think we've exhausted. An extra version of us is definitely better than if we created an extra anglerfish or something. That's a good point. We're charming and we have fewer teeth. What do you think happens if you don't jump? Yeah. Okay, I think we need to find that out. Which means I want to put this back. Hopefully it's not too late. Cycle ending right now? It seems okay. I can hear the sun though. But let's be quick. Okay. We can learn how much time is left in the cycle. Fix our gravity. Like, I want to know. I have a feeling. What's our hypothesis? Our hypothesis is we're not going to jump in the black hole. And when we come back here, he won't be here. Which means, where did he go? Three minutes. I mean, let's see what happens to him when it ends. We're going to stand right here. There's our bag. Is that really our bag? Wait. Oh, wait. Wait. There we are. Yeah, that is our bag. Okay. He's here because we went into the black hole and we came out the white hole. But when this loop ends, well, this might answer our other question about what happens when we take out the core. What happens to this place if the sun doesn't get it? Here comes the end. This is crazy. But like I said, we almost just stayed floating up there. I'm so glad we came down and I saw this. You doing okay? We scream? Oh, he's calm now, okay. Okay. I hope this guy's okay. I mean, it's us. When we played Soma in Spooktober, we had the same kind of thing. Where, like, we transferred our consciousness or something in Soma to another body, but it also remained behind in the old one. And then there were two of us. If we were to go into the black hole again, another one of us would remain here when the loop reset. But what would happen to this guy? I guess this is going to answer it either way. I hope you're okay, dude. Okay, here we go. The sun explodes. There's the black hole. Look at all the cool stuff. The mask ascending up. He's still here. Good luck, dude. Yeah, see, the sun must have expanded past the ash twin by this point, right? Yeah, look at that. We're inside where the sun is. But this place is still here. Whoa, that was different. Wait, what? You destroyed the fabric of space-time. Huh? And what is this music? Wait, we destroyed the fabric of space-time? What? Yeah, this is the best song in the whole game. Okay. Do we have the same option to load the last save? Okay, yeah. But now the question is there a version of us just sitting up there? Which save did we just load? We destroyed the fabric of space-time. What? Oh. So we didn't go in the black hole. Did we get any ship's log update off? Oh, this is a previous save. So because we did not go in the black hole, he that version of us that was in there, there was nowhere for him to go or be. Like, we need to find out what happens when we take the warp core out and we stay in there. Maybe that helps answer this question we have. Let's go talk to Chert. Because, like, what's going on in there when the sun explodes if that little shell is not exploding? Because the masks are what send us back. Except that time they didn't. Because there were two of us. Maybe that's why we messed up space-time, because we created two versions of us. But why didn't the masks just reset this version, one version of us at least, back to the campfire? I don't know. Man. Was not expecting that. Where's Chert? Where's our boy Chert? There's our boy Chert. We land on this. Look at us. Wait, is it gonna stay? Down. It doesn't really want to stay. There it is. Okay. Maybe, can we tell Chert about all this craziness? But we should go talk to Gabbro about this. Okay. Nothing to say to Chert about this. Gabbro is the only other one besides us who understands the time loop thing, because he looked at the mask. Maybe he will have some insight. I know, like, it's limited. Your dialogue options with these guys are kind of limited, which is cool. It's all good. It's fine. But I'm saying that to say that I don't know what will be available to us to ask him or to tell him. Thought that was Gabbro in there. That was wild. Let's go pay Gabbro a visit. Did we find a good strategy for dealing with where to land on Gabbro's island? I think no matter what, our ship just goes flying. Unless we, like, tuck the ship in somewhere. But we don't want to lose our ship, because I still do want to go to the Ash Twin. We're going to jam the ship in here. What'd I damage? The starboard thruster bank. We damaged a lot. That's port. Wait. Okay. Okay. Wait, that sound. Are you coming here? Yeah, okay, we have to get in our ship when this happens. Buckle up. Okay. Maybe now that this has happened, we'll have a few minutes to talk without it happening again. Although it has happened to us back to back before, when we were at the construction yard. Wait. There's the... Okay. This Gabbro spot? Yeah, let's not land over there, because we got our ship stuck up there last time. Alright. Let's see if we can talk to Gabbro about this craziness. So we found a new ending. We destroyed the fabric of space-time. What's up, dude? A few loops ago, a cyclone came by and tossed my little island into space. I found something. Okay, we've talked to him about all this stuff. What do you think happens if you turned off the time loop? Yeah. Well, we did that, and we left the core. We left the shell of the project. The sun hit us, and we died. But we do have an answer to what would happen. And it's death. We don't have an answer to what would happen if we stay inside the shell. Maybe the same thing, though, honestly. This might be silly, but we have to know. So calm out here. We want the Ash Twin. Let's see if we can get in there again. Wait, now depending on which save that we just loaded, will the version of us be in there? I kind of hope not, because I don't want to keep getting that same ending. I hope we didn't break the game. But I guess we'll find out. Like, how would that change the experiment if he is there? Don't know, honestly. Okay, here's the towers that we want. We're just gonna miss our chance to warp. We should be landing with a landing camera more often, huh? There goes our chance to warp, so we gotta wait for it to go around one more time. No big deal, though. We're not in a rush. Okay. Now we wait. You guys staying hydrated? Drink some water. Stay hydrated. What else can we do? Is this updating in real time? Yeah, look, it's moving. Cool. Map is so neat. And we still have the DLC. Still have this radio thing. Way far away. So we're nearing the end, but not really, because we have a bunch of fun DLC to check out too. Is that Whitehall Station? No, just a star. Or maybe it is. No, it's not. Okay. Alright, so the first thing we need to do when we get in here is see if there's a past version of us. If so, I don't know if it's possible to load a version of the game before we went into the black hole. We might have just wrecked our game. Let's not jump to conclusions. We'll see. This is our other main question that we had. Is our man's here? He's not. Oh, wait. Okay, he would have been there. I was looking over there. Okay, so he's not here, which is good. I mean, we wish him well, because it's us. But if he was here, it might have complicated our... What, the whole, like, ruining space-time thing, right? We destroyed the fabric of space-time. Because there was two of us? The mask didn't know... I don't know. So like normally the cycle ends, the mask sends the data back to us, but for some reason that only works because there's only one of us. And when there's two of us, that's a problem. Okay, we have the core. Let's turn off the gravity so we don't have to float around the rest of the cycle. Oh, it's kind of cool. Turn on the gravity, I should say. Oh. Okay, so 10 minutes. Look how dark it is because we took out the core. The last time we took this bad boy out and the loop ended, well, there wasn't a loop ending, right? The sun just exploded. Last time when we took this out and the sun exploded, we were in the dark bramble, being very silly, getting eaten by an anglerfish. Oh yeah, we didn't even die to the sun exploding. We died to an anglerfish while holding the warp core. Anyway, I imagine the same thing would have happened if the sun just hit us and we were floating out there. Even the music goes away. It's kind of spooky in here. But when we're in here and we're holding this, the sun doesn't explode. What happens? Because it seems like, right, last time we saw the sun expanding, like this whole thing was covered by the supernova, and we were just sitting here inside this core, unbothered. So does that mean that we're just stuck in here for eternity, right? Like, this sun and all the stars, that as far as we know, they all have exploded. Or they're all in the process of exploding. So everything outside of this place is just gone. Then we're just stuck in here with nothing to do. Because there's no loop to be reset because the warp core is not in there, which means the masks don't do their thing. It does say in the event of project failure, the masks will activate, right? So does this constitute project failure? There's no warp core when the sun explodes? But like, wouldn't the project have been failing forever this whole time anyway? Still 3 masks. Warp core does not fit. Well, that's interesting. Is there a place in the wall for us to put it? Like where a scroll would go? No, not in here. Does it have the shape on the end of a scroll? No, it doesn't. We could just put it down, huh? So much power. Sitting on a table. This is what was giving us trouble. Using the energy, the Asteroid project will send the order for the probe cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. 22 minutes after these orders are received, the sun station will again trigger the supernova to send the probe data from this cannon launch back in time. So it's just like a never-ending loop. Once they have the energy from the sun exploding, it's like send the cannon, 22 minutes pass, send the information back, send the cannon, 22 minutes pass, send the information back, send the cannon, 22 minutes pass. So the loop could go on like forever, which it has been. Until we stop it. I wonder if they could have stopped it at will. Right, like their sun station failed. What if they had been successful? They would have kept launching it until the probe cannon found the coordinates to the eye, right? That was the whole plan. Then they remove the warp core. And the loop stops. And it's not a problem for them because the sun is not going supernova. They just don't explode the sun. I don't know. I feel safer holding this. I don't know why. It's pretty eerie in here when it's darker and there's no music. 6 minutes. But that's okay. We played a month of scary games. We can handle scary situations. Okay. So, we're going to stand here. The sun's going to explode. And nothing will happen in here. We probably just starve in here, right? If the sun doesn't blow this place up. Can we get out? I guess we could warp out still. Yeah, that looks like... Oh, yeah, but where would we warp to? Because the planet outside of here is destroyed. Maybe we would warp to the eye? No, there's no way. Five minutes. Okay, well we're gonna find out something interesting here. No matter what happens, it will be interesting. And we will learn. And then we still want to come back here and try to take this thing to the vessel on Dark Bramble. What are we gonna do there? We don't know yet, but that's the only other place in the whole game where it's possible to put a warp core. Sun station got enveloped. I wonder which one of these is ours. Is there any difference between them? They all look the same. We can hear the sun. You guys hear that? Yeah, it's getting really close. I haven't thought about this in past cycles. Like, the sun is about to overtake us. You know, I guess we noticed that when the sun was blowing up. It was, like, definitely around us. But I didn't realize at the end of this, we're going to be inside the sun, right? Does it expand enough to overtake us before it goes boom? I feel like it expands a lot before it goes boom. Maybe not, though, because it doesn't seem like it's getting closer. We'll see. Yeah. When Saintly was trying to send links, Nightbot was bopping him. So I told Nightbot to chill. Because I want y'all to be able to send links. And maybe if we get too much spam, I'll turn Nightbot back on. But I want y'all to be able to send stuff if you want to. Ideally, I need to do Nightbot's job. But if I click out of here, then the game pauses. Actually, how do I even do this? Get banned. How do I ban this man's? Oh, here we go. Delete message. Timeout. Banned. Get banned. That's our third ban ever. They've all just been spam. We've not had any bad chatters. I've been pretty blessed. I don't count that as a chatter. I don't even know if that was a human. I think that's just a bot that goes around and posts links. We haven't had anyone we've had to ban. Let's keep that streak up. Yeah. Anyway, I let Nightbot allow links for now. So that y'all could link stuff if you want to, because I trust y'all. And if it becomes a problem in the future, then we'll address it then. But I don't like it when if like you want to share something and then you can't because of Nightbot. You know? So I don't think the sun's gonna overtake us. So the supernova will. Anyway, I hope you're having a good night, Philly. I agree. See, that would be the trick. Like, allow links, but don't allow the links that are obviously spam. And I think I can go in and I can say, okay, Nightbot, don't allow links unless it's Wikipedia or YouTube. But there's still, like, I think whatever Saintly was trying to post the other day was, what was it, Pokemon chess or something? He wasn't trying to post something that I would have told Nightbot about beforehand. Okay, it's happening. Okay, we're not going to stay in the map. We're going to stay in here. So the sun explodes. I have to see. Oh, it's happening. The thing's getting powered, but there's no warp core. What are the masks doing? Nothing. Okay, we're definitely inside of the supernova. Oh. We do die. Okay. So the core does not survive the supernova.